And we're back to learning Gimp in a year, day 48. Let us dive into the Paintbrush tool, piece the shortcut. You can find it in this box right here where the other drawing tools are. But if you can't find it at all, go to Tools, Paint Tools, and there you should definitely find it. Once again, piece the shortcut. You can see the two options right here. If you can't see them, go to Windows, talk about dialogues, two options. And on the right, we have still our selection editor, but there's also a brushes window. Let's go to Windows, talk about dialogues yet again, and brushes right there to open it. And then you should see that too. So these are the two menus that we're going to use. And it's always a good idea to create a new layer. We call that brush. It's transparent, and I confirm. And now we can paint on that. For example, with black as foreground color. And because it's on a new layer, we can make that visible, invisible, and we can adjust that without affecting the background. And that is usually something that you definitely need. So whenever you use the paintbrush, it's a good idea to create a specific layer for it, even when you work with images, because afterwards you can, for example, here use blending mode, so the opacity, and you can adjust all of that without affecting the stuff that's below. Let me use a reddish color, and you can see with luminance that completely looks different. Let me switch that back to normal. Sometimes it even makes sense to place different colors on different layers. Here in this case now black and red are on the same layer, therefore we can't adjust that individually. But if I create a brush layer with red, and then create a new layer, call that brush 2. Once again, they're all transparent. Now I make black my foreground color and paint over it. Now we can actually adjust both colors individually without affecting the other one. And we still have our background, which is white. This would be my first tip. Create these layers whenever you use the brush. Now let us check the size. This is simply how big the line is going to be. And when you just left click once, it's in principle just a point, but these points are stacked so that they appear as a line. And you can also see this one feathers a little bit out. So there is kind of like a gradient on the edges. And that's because of right here, the brush preset that's picked. And you can find the same menu here on the top right when you left click on this little thumbnail icon for the brush. And you can pick different ones. So the first one here feathers out. Let me actually create a new layer so that you can see it better, make it bigger. So this one feathers out, but if I go to that one here, this doesn't. Instead, it has a very sharp edge. And this can be adjusted via these presets right there. But in principle, it's simply a hardness adjustment. Once more, I create a new layer. Our brush tool is default that feathers out. We have a size of 51. And now I go to hardness right here and I increase it to 56. Still feathers out, but not that much anymore. And at 100, we have the sharp edges. So some of these presets, they simply store a certain parameter value for this brush. But if you know how to adjust that manually, you're going to have more freedom because these presets, I believe, go from 25 to 50, 75, and then 100. And if you know that it's just the hardness, you can adjust it in between. You can see that here, 100 would be the last one with the sharp edges, 25 the first one that feathers out. And everything else you can do manually here in between. So these are the first two parameters that I wanted to introduce to you, the size and the hardness. And once again, when you use the brush to paint on a new layer. And maybe by default, enable dynamics is unchecked. So your two options might actually look like this. We're going to dive into the other parameters in the following videos. Hope this one was already helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.